Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Unreasonable Art of Living podcast. I'm your host, Gerhard, joined with my co-host, Justin today. As always, enjoy the music. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. Hey, first
Hey.
and foremost, I hope you're doing fine where we are right now, dear listener, and welcome. Hi, Justin.
Hi. Have you ever noticed that your intro sounds eerily similar to the Midnight Gospel intro? Like
Oh,
wherever
really?
the hello spacecasters or whatever listeners, wherever you are, it sounds similar to how Duncan does his.
Oh, now it rings a bell. So this was recorded by my very close friend Moritz. So he made it for me.
I don't mean the music, I mean your talk track
On
about
my talk track.
the listeners. Hope you're doing well wherever you're listening from. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's what I think. Midnight Gospel though. Shout
Midnight
out.
Gospel,
Yeah.
amazing TV series.
Yeah. Anyway, good to see. I'm ready for you to get here, dude. So we can
Yeah, man. 1 week. 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week exactly.
It feels very it feels very strange. Like it's so fast. It's my last week in Vienna. It feels like, okay, what's the next chapter now? What's gonna happen?
What
What's
is
gonna happen?
what is going to happen? You know that whenever anyone says what's going to happen, it always makes me think of. I used to go to Cancun July 4th with my ex-wife's family every year. We would go to Cancun for that holiday with family. It was always fun. It's just people watching. All-inclusive resort. It was just all Texas people, Southerners. It was great. It was a good time. Lots of good memories there. And the in the elevators, there's obviously parties and stuff that would happen at this resort, but in the elevator, I can't remember if it was every year or just 1 year. There was a poster that was called the Anything Could Happen Party for like Thursday night. Come to the Anything That Can Happen Party.
Which is code word for
No, it was all
okay.
family. It's family.
Okay. But hey.
Actually, there were no kids there, but I don't want to feed into your narrative. But there were there's a lot of adults. But this is not sounding better. No, it's very wholesome. It's very wholesome. I promise. I promise. And I don't know how I got on that topic. Anything can happen party. And it always makes
Yeah.
me laugh when it says, oh yeah, when you come here, anything can happen. It's like, what is that? There are limits to what can happen
Well,
if we impose them.
if we impose them, but then there's like just our limits, but there are many other limits we don't have any control over.
Like Bears last night, third night in a row here in the outskirts of the Western.
Hey, so I think very important. So I didn't know that North Carolina, what's called the mountains are called with the region.
Blue Ridge Parkway. There's the Appalachian, whichever, however you say Appalachian's how I say it, but yeah.
Appalachian, and also I didn't know that this region is also has so many roots in like horror stories and tales and like
Bigfoots and deliverance
stuff.
The blue people are not that
Oh man,
that's West Virginia, but yeah, there's a lot of ghost stories actually that you may have heard.
Stories
come from North Carolina, like the Rowan, what's the island that disappeared? Roanoke, not Roanoke, Croatoa or something. One of the settlers came here early on. Can't even remember the story now, but Adam Smith, John Smith, one of those generic names. He left. He comes back, and the entire colony had disappeared. It's the lost colony, and there was just some carvings on trees, and then there was these people that had blue eyes from that point forward. So, but they never really figured out. I don't think what happened to people. But then the ghost on the beach sending the warning to the sailors. There's some person that died. There's the headless person on the railway. That's in North Carolina. Yeah, man, it's a bunch.
Lots of horror stories. Isn't what was this movie called? It was a famous movie, I think, early 2000s, which kind of was recorded just with a hand cam, and they were in the woods.
Oh, Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that was It might have
I'm
been
not sure.
50,
Maybe I would thought so.
but the mountain area. It was funny about this though, is the same region is also the home to an insane amount of like camps, like all types of camps, religious camps and Bible retreats and that sort of thing, just because the area it is. So and it's the oldest dirt, as we talked about last week, or not oldest dirt, but really old dirt. So I don't know. It's just it's like it's an interesting thing. I will say I do close my blinds at night, which is funny because I noticed the first couple of weeks I was here, I was doing that because if your lights are on and you're in the middle of the woods, you're a spotlight.
Yep.
Anything outside you cannot see. Anything outside looking in can see you. And so it's kind of like a ritual. You like go around and close all the blinds when the sun's going down in
Ooh.
the house. And I realized I was like, I never did that in San Francisco or New York or Miami. Even if I had neighbors, like sometimes you just leave the thing open. It just wasn't that thing. But here, oh yeah, you close it. And then that same day, I had that thought. I literally had that thought last week after the podcast. A thing on X or Twitter, it was like a viral video that went up, and it was talking about the eeriness of doing the blind ritual at night in the Appalachian Mountains. I was like, dude, it's spot on.
Ooh, man.
Eerie music behind it. So,
well, I need to. You read the Three Body Problem, right?
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
It's
I think it was
fantastic.
just googling the author. Yeah, Liu Shichin. He also wrote the book The Dark Forest. Have you?
That's the second one. That's the premise behind that is,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I was just like about the same thing. Do you want to? It's
Well, I
so
mean,
cool.
the TLDR on that is like you don't let anyone know you're here, because if anyone knows you're here, the strong ones will come looking for you.
Exactly, because like the fear, the fear is like, why after 15 billion years we still haven't heard from anyone, and there's this dark forest theory that civilizations don't want to broadcast that they are alive because the
They
universe
know.
is governed by the law of the
Because
strongest.
I assume if you got to that point in civilization, you have gone through the hard fought battles of destroying each other, and you know the rules of the thing of how that works. And so you probably got to go through all that nastiness like we go through in civilization to get to whatever the end state is and whatever that even means, if there even is an end state. And then, yeah, you go, if we did this to each other, maybe this is going to happen to us,
Created that weird Earth just like broadcasting 24/7 and sending things out into space. And
yeah,
hey,
she was a motherfucker, man, sending out that notice in the first one. Oh,
ooh, oh
bad.
man.
Mm.
Hey, let's talk about what happened last week. So many things.
What we doing? We just talk about random stuff again?
Yeah, random stuff. I think this so very important. This podcast lives by the principle it's comfort noise first and foremost. Comfort noise. So
Comfort noise?
yeah, comfort noise. It's a podcast where you can just like listen to. It's comfort noise that just like calms your mind. It's not too intense on like we teach you things or deliver important things. It's just two dudes or sometimes one dude talking.
Yeah, your single dude ones, right? You're not single, but like your solo dude, Han Solo dude ones are good too, of course.
So that's why we're just talking. But we have some things to share with Eleven Dunbar with a mixture of personal stories that happened last week.
I think it's honestly what I've come to realize in doing this is it's just a good way for us to document what's happening and what we're going through. It's our version of building in public. 50 people watch it on YouTube. Is that building in public? That still seems pretty private, but it's still fun. We have these chats all the time, just as a reminder, and we like to document things. So that's what
exactly, because if we look back in 50 years, this is how it started. You remember, like your
42, man. Looking back in 50 years, I fell down the stairs 3 days ago. I don't know if I'm going to, at 42, I don't know if I'm going to make it to 50 or 92.
I just want to say, remember your, I forgot his name, Malte Martin, Malte Martin, his first video 11 years ago, probably not one single fart watched the video.
We didn't even make it through the whole video of his first one because it was so bad. And then we've listened to days on end of his latest stuff.
10 years later, because like that's just how it starts.
Mhm.
So yeah, so you fell down the stairs.
Man, all
What
right. So
happened? Yeah,
first off, we're gonna talk about a little bit live stuff. Eleven Dunbar recap from our first month
yeah. So we
survey.
did last week. We kind of like talked briefly, but it was before we got the survey results. We're not going to go in deep, but just like what we can share and learn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I fell down the stairs. Dogs barking at 3 a.m. again for the third night in a row. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's tied to some ghost story you're talking about. And then you've got some stuff you want to share too, right? That's today.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Where do you
Wait,
want to
now I forgot because you talked about the story, and there's a system to it because you mentioned about dogs barking, and remember you said like there are black bears and brown bears, and why does Riverside does this emoji things?
What kind of
Balloons.
emojis
I
got
don't
up?
know. And I always like forget like what rules do apply when you meet a black bear, a brown bear, and a grizzly bear.
If it's black, you fight back, you get big,
Mm-hmm.
scare it away. If it's brown, you lay down.
And pray.
And what?
What do you just lay down and just pray?
You play dead. Like you
Okay.
don't want to give up. You want to just don't pee on yourself. Don't have any fear. Just lay down and just pretend like you're already dead because you're probably dead. I mean, grizzlies aren't out here, but brown bear. I don't even know if we have many brown bear. I think it's more black bears. But the black ones, they're big, but they're skittish. They're scared. They're just looking for. They're basically big trash pandas. They just look for trash and food and stuff. Cougars, different story. Mountain lions and cougars, you want to like walk backwards slowly and just keep your distance, and you don't run. It'll chase you, and you're not gonna outrun that. Yeah, mountain
Grizzly
lions.
bears, I think there's no chance.
Yeah, grizzly bear coming at you, man. Like, no, you're done. Polar bear, you're gone.
You're
Gone.
done.
You're
You're
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, just
I
offer
guess because like
body you want to be taken first. Just go ahead and be like, what do you want?
what do you want?
You want
Just
yeah, whatever it is. You're good. You're done.
damn. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, well, we're not going to encounter any of that. I mean, the hikes that we'll go do when you're here they're pretty well developed. They're not like we're not going to be going off the trails in a way that probably invites a lot of riffraffs. I do around here have I saw my first chipmunk. There's squirrels, and then you see these chipmunks that are maybe not as big as like to your two fists together, like two hands. Little chipmunks.
Cute.
They come up right up on the backyard steps.
It's cute though.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, shall we talk briefly about Eleven Dunbar?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So we had our survey results, right? Like
Mhm.
sent out to all of our members. We asked them to do. They're founding members. The whole point's co-stewardship, like help us build this stuff. We built the container and set mission, vision, values, and what we think it is, and then set out the signal and attracted people to that. And then we kind of have been testing a bunch of different pieces of content and experiences, and whether we created it or the members led it. And we've had some in-person stuff and a lot of remote digital things. WhatsApp, a members area, which has got its own living, breathing organism. So we've tried a bunch of stuff. And so that survey was just our way of seeing where we need improvement. The scale was basically needs improvement, like not doing so hot to we're ready. Everything is stable. Awesome. Let's go invite more people. Right.
So it was between 1 and 5. 5 was let's get more people. 1 needs more improvement.
Yeah. And so the results we got back, I don't think there was any surprises. I think our gut around activity levels of whether individuals or certain pods, or we call them clouds, or the groups of people, you can kind of tell like where the momentum is. And then it was just really helpful. We were so appreciative of just everyone that took time, one, to help us build it in this first month. We had so many, we actually ran them through a deck, like 5 or 6 slides that we put together. And it was just really nice to see like all the things we had done in a month, just 1 month, like so many marketplace contributions with detailed stories, so many experiences, games, like it was some breakthroughs, some great one-on-ones, some introductions. Like it was just there's a lot. There's a lot. If we kept up that, and in fact, some of the feedback we got was that it was almost too much, and
Mm.
that's not even with the full 150 field. We're not even halfway there. So we got this advice one time from one of our early kind of mentors, I guess, that's pioneered in this space. Shout out to Tom and those guys. That it's a river, not an inbox, right? And the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp especially, yeah.
Yeah, and so we've got some work to do to figure out how do we do more things asynchronous and build set containers that feel less like work and less prep work and less activities, and people can just show up.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, what's the two key points? You want to bring it home? What were
Playfulness
the
and
two big
connection.
takeaways?
What?
Play and connectivity.
Play and connecting, exactly. Playfulness and connection. That's the core.
So we went from having all these like member-led things and ad hoc thing and all these things on the calendar to just trimming it down. There's a builder hour, show up and ask for help. Like you've got a project, you want to help someone else, you need help with an interview, you need help with a resume, like you need help building something. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, just you need advice on anything, business, AI, entrepreneurship, whatever. And then there's another one for more, just like life stuff.
Yeah.
In there and just talk about life. We'll do some breath work, meditation. There'll be some guided things that we'll make sure are there. And then there's a game night.
Exactly. So it's going to change now.
Yeah, those three set containers will be good. People can just arrive, come and go. It's the same time every week. And just show up and start connecting with each other in more structured ways.
Yeah, and I think what became very clear is like also like before we even went live in February, there was so much. We were so worried, like we initial plans to build stuff, deliver stuff every week, content, games, original content, like to keep the value up. But
the
then
original IP, remember the
it's
original
like the original IP, But I think in the end, it was just like such a beautiful reminder that the highest value people got from just like being able to meet people from other cultures across the globe, having conversations, which I think some told us like they would have never had because like, with people from India and Finland and States, different thinking, different like lives. And like in the end, that's the core of it. And it just was a good reminder that less of to-dos and less of this original content is not as valuable than our job to bring in more really cool people into this nest. And then we just have to make the containers so they can bond and connect and create.
What it taught me, at least what I learned from this, was that our ability to recruit and attract and get really amazing people here, we nailed that. And now now that we're in the second month, we're refining kind of the programming and the containers and all that stuff. And I assume the scores will go up as a result of that because people are getting more of what they want. That when we go through expanding this, hopefully in May, May at the earliest, June at the latest, I think, to finally expand 2 or 3x what we have today, that nothing really about the interview process changes because that was just such a great filtering mechanism. But I think the way that we message it and communicate around what it actually is and what to expect, what to expect and what, some anecdotes.
And also what to expect. And also like it was normal that in February when we recruited, we also like maybe not everywhere, just slightly overpromised in certain things, which then actually were not the core of what it might be.
We did everything that we said we were going to do. It's just some of the things didn't resonate with the community after we actually delivered it. It was like, oh, actually, we don't really need to do that again.
Yeah, and for the majority, it was actually fine. Majority wanted to have more playfulness, more connection. As simple as that. Yeah. And I think,
it's going to grow and evolve. Like we imagine we get 2-3x people that are whatever we curate for in this month. There's always going to be some people that drop off, and and we expect that a little bit. And whoever, like whatever that contingent is that's there, which is a large majority percentage that remains, they will be kind of curated into the ethos of what gets cultivated in this next month. And that's going to be great because the next people that come in, they're going to want those same experiences too. And so my expectation is that, any bit of churn percentage wise it goes down over time because you just
100%.
refine, right?
Yeah,
And I think
100%.
that's probably true for any community.
Yeah, and I think
If it's
for
not, we got a bigger problem.
yeah.
We missed
No,
the
but I
ball.
think like we had an overwhelmingly positive response by
Yeah,
majority, more than like 2/3. I had an overwhelming positive experience, and I think it
yeah.
was also very interesting. I think it again now it makes sense. You know, we heard it before from Tom and other people, community builders, that the biggest value actually what was this distribution was like almost 65% of the value created is by the commitment of the members, so what they contribute to the community. And we've seen this. It's so funny. We just did a interesting analysis. Like we looked at the activity across the board, WhatsApp member area, what we have seen, who attended, and like created events. It was very interesting to see this. It's just true. Like the members who were the most active, most engaged, reached out, met other members, they perceived the value as the greatest, as being part of the community. It just shows like the more you engage, the more you give, the more value you create, not just for you, but for everyone around you. And that was very crazy and clear to see as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. So we'll see. And then, in another month or so, you'll be here for a couple weeks, which actually that's a good segue into a topic I had, or no, it's a topic's probably just a thought. The first time you came in November, October,
Mhm.
November, that was about formation. It
Mhm.
was who are we as two dudes? What do we like? What can we create as logos and color schemes and the name and some early ideas of what this thing was, which has changed drastically since then. And then you left, came back in February, and that was like, okay, we're ready to for that 6 weeks. The first week or two was getting it ready to make the announcement that we were going to open the doors for interviews so that while you were here for the remaining 4 weeks, we could actually interview everyone in the same room and then set it live. Like the first day, for day 0 in the first week,
Yeah.
that all happened and actually executed really well. That perfectly, we did it exactly as we said we were going to. So you coming back next week, it's post 1 month. This time you're coming for 2 months, right? Oh boy, coming for 2 months. So what do you think? We haven't talked about this. And so let's just do it on this podcast. So what do you think is our objective if we broke it into two? Because I think there's going to be two. I think there's month 1 and then there's month 2. It's more clear to me what month 2's objective is going to be, because that is going to be parts of May and parts of June, which I assume is going to be interviewing and expansion, because we're going to nail this thing really well. And if it's not, that means we're doing something else. But I think that's what month 2 is really going to be about, getting it to the next thing and then getting them in while you're still here. And then boom, we've 2 or 3x the community at that point. That's what I want to happen. And I think we can get there. What do you think we do? What do you think the big project is in month 1 of you coming back, starting next week?
I mean, like, I think the first 1-2 weeks. Huh?
Does it make sense what I'm
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, yeah. I get. I mean, like, I think it's like one part is definitely the part where we expand. The other part is maybe probably meeting some members in person, doing some stuff with them. I think together, reiterating the whole onboarding experience just together. Like, how can we make it really like in a sense that people who join, they start with a very strong bond together. How could that look like? And then I'm not sure. I think there's there's a lot of things we still want to explore in terms of like how do we create maybe asynchronous virtual spaces. How do we think about retreats in real life? I leave it a bit open, like where we want to land, and probably there's some.
But
Yeah.
you see, that's a bunch of different ideas. There's not like one theme.
No, and I think that's also like it's hard to say. Like I think every time we were together in the same room, I remember it always like it. We never arrived like because we knew we were gonna launch in February, but we never arrived like okay, we know exactly what the execution plan is. We kind of like we let the energy lead us to where it needed to go.
Yeah, and remember, every single time so far, the first week has been the same, which is like, what are we doing again?
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
are we doing? And just arrive and chill. We'll do some hikes, get in nature. Yeah, but I was trying to think of like that's something I want you to noodle because I'm trying to figure this out too. It's like, what's the theme? The theme that month 2 to me is expansion. If and only if we feel stable and the scores go up and like retention's high, folks feel good about what we're doing. If not, then we'll keep refining and iterating on that. That's totally fine too.
But I
But
think
what's
that
the
then that's
theme?
fine. I think if the theme is expansion, first it was the foundation, then it was igniting it, and now it's expansion. It's a big thing, to think about what needs there,
So yeah, so if month 2 of the visit's expansion, month 1, maybe it's just stability, things that are more about stability and
Yeah.
um,
And
connection.
reiterating, just always coming back to realigning on the direction, things
Yeah.
we haven't thought about together. Like, I think that's just
Dude, we talk about this a lot. Or I use this with anytime I coach founders and stuff. It's joy and repetition, right? And if you're company building or communities not really all that different than company building. Like you have to repeat things, not because people don't listen. It's just it takes 3 or 4 times for someone to hear something and then see it in practice for them really to like learn it, and then when they regurgitate that to someone else and someone else comes in and then they have to practice it and teach in that manner, then that's when they have fully embodied it. And so yeah, it's I think that you hit it on the head, like joy and repetition of why we're here, reiterating connections,
exactly
reiterating what is available, all these resources of people and connections and time slots to get help on personal or professional projects, and also game nights and things for play, and then just fiddling with that. So yeah, maybe it's stability. Maybe that's a good theme.
stability and then expansion, because I think that's what you also need for the expansion next step,
Yeah,
for this community. And I think
nice. I
overall, I
appreciate
think the first month server result, and now heading into the second month, and this phase. And I think every member wants to actually, they're ready to actually get more members as well. So I think
it. Well, yeah, we want to too. But we both know every
yeah,
one person at this size, much less 2 or 3x the company or the community size, adds complexity and nuance and just energy and stuff. And so I think everyone wants it to expand, but also we're also very protective of what we already have
100%.
out, and that's really special already. So I go slow to go fast,
And I think
And
everyone appreciates it. And also, I think we can be very proud of ourselves that we actually approached it that way. We didn't go like, we 150 from the
think it
get
would turn
go.
people
No,
off. It would lose its thing really quickly.
100%.
Like it wouldn't. And even if we had 10 Dunbars, 150 communities going, I think this will always be the part of it that makes it what it is that people are trusting us to interview for the right people to come in and
Yeah.
protect the energy of that particular space. So yeah, I like that. I think that's the fun part, meeting people and trying to. It's like matchmaking almost, but not really. It's more just
But in the end, it also is weird. It's like, it's very funny. Like, we do create, our core value proposition is that we do the filtering, the matchmaking for them. So they have, we basically guarantee them, like, with a high percentage, like, hey, you're going to meet really cool people and you have really cool conversations. And those conversations will expand you in ways we don't know yet. And I think this is, we always think about like tech or content, but actually that's the core value proposition. And I think this is just we have to deliver.
that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So yeah, you'll be out here in a week. We'll do the next podcast then.
Probably next week, the week after.
So we're gonna skip next week.
So I'm going to do a solo one next week and then one after together.
Okay. Well, you already. I didn't even invite me for next week. Why?
No,
Why am I
no.
uninvited?
I have a new dark chocolate review here sitting on my.
Really? Yeah. Love that. Are you bringing some cacao or do you think I bet
Oh,
some here? I bet in Asheville. There's,
no, we're going to bring cacao. Because actually,
I
yeah,
guarantee you
that's a good
there's some.
reminder.
I didn't. You're gonna like the little town. There's some like surrounding town fairs and stuff like Black Mountain
Awesome. Yeah. Hey,
and
man, good reminder of the cacao. I will
cacao.
bring some. Do you still have Palo Santo, or do you need some?
I have my altar that I had to pack up when I left Miami. It's still I didn't unpack it because I knew we were just going to be bouncing around here, so it's still in the bag. But in that bag is the original sticks that you brought from the last trip. I haven't lit them up or used them here in this space. So if you want to bring some more, yeah, I'm always stockpiling. You had some good ones.
I'll bring them.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sure. Like I said, this is an area for that kind of stuff too. So I'm sure we'll.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right, man. But now something major happened. So let's go to the.
But like, let me show you something. Look at this video.
So when on YouTube, Justin shows his elbow, it's bruised. And what?
Don't thumbs up. Why are you thumbs up? Here, I got two big bruises on my elbows, on my right butt cheek, on whatever that dimple part is of your back, where your femur connects to your butt and your lower back. It is so sore. 3 or 4 places on my back. Headache's gone. I had a headache for 2 days.
So what happened, Justin?
I felt at 42. I went to go down the stairs, or wooden stairs, like 5 or 6 down. It's an L-shaped staircase going down, so it's 5 or 6 corner pod and a wall right on 2 sides, and then L-shaped down 5 or 6 stairs. And there's pads on each of the stairs to like prevent slippage, obviously, because it's a wooden floor. It's cold. It's very slick. But that top lip has no padding. It's just the floor. And so my toe, or the pad of your foot on the top near the toes, went over the edge as I was going down yesterday morning or Sunday morning. And my foot went shot out and then down. Like I'm going down. Like I go down the stairs not fast, but like, I'm pretty spry, going down with, I'm a 170-pound dude. Like I'm going down with some momentum, 6 foot tall. Like my foot shoots out down and then sweeps up because of the momentum. And I just went cartoon style in the air, landed, stairs are like this, landed on my back flat down and crashed into the corner part. Yeah, dude, it was, I was like, that one bit from Family Guy, Peter Griffin like injures his leg on the sidewalk, and he, for like, I don't know, 2 minutes, he's going, ah. Dude, that's what I was doing for 5 minutes at least. I couldn't say, it was,
brutal, man.
I gotta tell you, like, you read about this in the newspaper, like 42-year-old middle-aged man falls downstairs and dies in cabin in the woods. And I think about that and I laugh. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like an old dude. But when it's you and I'm pretty athletic, I'm like, I'm not old. Like I'm pretty in shape. Like, and how easily that I could have been really hurt. Like broke my neck or just like broken something. And then what do I like? And I crawl to the street. I don't even have a car here. So like,
like that is the where you say like you would crawl to the street. There's this movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's in the
you talking about the Revenant? You talking about the Revenant?
Yeah, he's like crawling.
And the bear gets him? Yeah, dude, come on, man. Like, that's a grizzly. Yeah, like I said, I just if I made it to the road injured, I'm done. Just go ahead and take me, bear. If a grizzly found me in North Carolina after I'd fallen downstairs, then that was divine intervention. It was my time, for sure. I'm not fighting that bear. I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, sure. First of all, super happy. Nothing major happened. I mean, you got bruises. You can't twerk anymore.
Actually, I would try and crawl into the bear-resistant trash can because mine has a broken lid. So I would pull it down so I could crawl into it.
Can you open it now?
No, well, when the garbage men come, I watched them the first time this happened. They couldn't get it open either. So and they're garbage guys. So like, if they can't do it, nobody can. I mean, that's their specialty, right? So I was like, it's not me. It's the latch is broken. And so, because you have to put your finger in, pull the latch, because bears, their claws can't fit in there. So they just push it to the ground and it pops open, like forcefully. So I was like, it's always still open because I don't create a lot of trash. So if I had to crawl out from being injured from falling down the stairs and I happened to crawl out to the road to call for help, and I saw a grizzly or any bear coming, yeah, I would crawl into that trash can and pull the lid down because they can't get into it.
And then no one can get you out.
No. Well, the garbage guys would have to lift it up. I have to wait until garbage day, which I don't even know what day it is out here. It's once a week, and they would flip me back up and then slam it back down again to pop it open. So,
And then there's this man. It's like, oh,
yeah,
what happened? I fell down the stairs.
yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, it was
Brutal.
scary. Being alone, and having something like that happen. I don't care what age you are or how healthy you are. I mean, that's
Of course, man. Yeah,
it's
I think
terrifying.
that's the most terrifying thought, just being alone. And
Mhm.
I mean, of course, you can call 911 and Uber, but it's like still you're somewhere you don't know anyone at a place. It's like there's no.
No, that's why I was so ready for like you and just people come visit. Like I was like, I've enjoyed the solo time for the last few weeks. It's been good, but yeah, there's a limit to it. I was like,
I get it, man.
no, it's like that was a sign. I'm ready to watch people come. Like, so, it's a sign from the universe. Don't be alone. But yeah, no, it's been good. That part stunk. Dogs barking 3 nights in a row at 3 a.m. I don't know what that's about. That just started the last 3 nights, and it's one dog somewhere back here that starts, and then he's a little yappy one from judging by the sound of his voice. No judgment, and then a big one starts barking as a result of him, and then the two of them start barking for probably 15 minutes, like 2-3 a.m. And then out of nowhere, gone. Because I can't sleep. I'm like, I start getting annoyed. I look out the window. Of course, I can't see shit. It's dark. And so I was like, should I go outside? I'm like, man, whatever they're barking at.
Don't go outside, man.
I have no. I could take a fire extinguisher and blow something, freeze it, I guess. But like, yeah, I'm not going outside. So, and then out of nowhere, it just stops barking. And I have a slightly different story to this. My buddy Ari has a in Santa Monica, outskirts of Santa Monica. He has a house, backyard, a little casita thing where you can family stays and stuff. So when I go to stay with him, I'll stay in that house. And it's because of where he's at, there's so many crickets. Like you'll turn on the light to go to the bathroom at like 3 a.m. and it is just an army of crickets in that little garage casita thing. And you'll feel them crawling over you. It happens every time at certain times of year. So he's like, it's actually good if you hear the crickets. He's like, what you should be worried about is when the crickets stop. Because when the crickets stop, do you know what that means, right?
Danger.
Snake. Well, I would assume a snake or something that's going to eat the crickets because they know. And all of them. So a couple of times that's happened where I'm like laying there. I'm like, oh, it's crickets. And like, it's so loud. It's like a throbbing noise concert and you can't shut it up. White noise doesn't kill it. And then you're like, and then it turns off and you're like, oh, thank God. And then your eyes pop up and you're like, wait.
Snake.
I can hear the crickets. I can't hear a freaking snake coming at me. So yeah, so when the dogs stop barking in the middle of the night so suddenly, that's what it makes me think of. And I'm like, well, why did they stop? I didn't hear some person yelling at them. Where did the dogs? Are they okay?
No, man, ghosts, dude.
Ghosts and Bigfoot, Jack Links. I don't know. Maybe I should leave a little offering on the by the fire pit.
Do that. Put an offering,
but not meat because I don't want to attract it.
Even like fruit bladder, maybe some Palo Santo, light it up, pray.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be cool. I can't wait to check out that.
Or I could just pee all along the perimeter of the fence. It's a warning to just stay away.
Warning to whom? Like, hey, this is Justin territory.
Exactly. I'm gonna get an angry note from my Airbnb person that hosts, and be like, "Dude,
like, probably like a camera somewhere just watches this. Like, what is this dude doing?
Like, sir, this is a Wendy's." Yeah. We're not gonna. That's not a good idea. Actually, that's not good.
It's so funny actually that we don't do that, like dogs, that like mark our territory by peeing somewhere. I'm very happy that imagine it would be a thing of humans to do that as well.
I've had this conversation before, maybe with you, where it's like, yeah, what if we had animal-like behaviors? Like, oh yeah, like we greeted each other by sniffing each other's butts. I mean, there's levels to this, right? Yeah.
Oh god. Well, glad
Yeah.
you're happy, and I hope as long as you can still twerk, I'm happy. And
I could never work.
well, we
You
need
can.
a little bit of twerk before we start the conversation.
Well, I was just trying to aggravate you, and I could see the disappointment in your face as we booted up the recording tool, and I just had my butt in the camera to a side profile of my butt, and I was watching your face just to see what you would do. And at first, you were like, I could see the wheels turning, like the processing, and the thought process in my mind for you was basically like, "What is that? Oh, that's his butt. What's he doing? He's probably just moving? Wait, no. Oh, holy God!" You start shaking your head, no, and the realization set in that I was doing that to mess
Very
with you.
accurate. It was like but
You're like, it's 9 o'clock. You like, I was on time, dude. I sent that to you at 9:01. You know,
hey,
it's pretty good for me.
it's 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually if any of my former employees listen to this, they will laugh. But I'm like 3 to 4 minutes late for every call. I don't know why. I think my mom. I wonder who else.
No, there's just some. I know, sorry, before I want to interrupt, I think it's just like a certain amount of people. I think I know it. I'm sometimes this as well. You know, like when you still have it's like you still have 4 minutes and you start something else. You're just like, I still have 4 minutes, and you start doing it, and then it's just overtime.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I think there's the ADD thing too around like your ability to measure time or something like all this stuff. Like, but my mom, growing up, she still does this. She would set her clocks. At first, I noticed it being 7 minutes ahead, but the clock was kind of slow, so it eventually be like 14 minutes ahead. And so it was always this game of like, well, that clock's 14 minutes ahead. The microwave is an hour off because they don't change it for the time change, and it's a couple minutes slow. Then the stove has a whole different other system that no one's ever figured out, and it's just a random set of numbers.
That's
And then you've
ridiculous.
got a clock on the wall that chimes
Hilarious.
that's never been configured. Like, so it's like a fun house of numbers on walls that make no
So
sense.
basically, what happened in your childhood, you learn to not trust any time measures. You just
I just assume all clocks are wrong, and I'll get there. Time isn't real. It's it's a construct. Yeah, if it's client facing, I'm on time. But internal meetings, whatever that is, yeah, man, I'm like 3 or 4 minutes late for that. But you're always there. You're just waiting. Austrian efficiency. Great.
That's great.
Yeah. Anything else going on?
Anything else going on? Well, man, you're of course invited for next week's dark chocolate review, but I think we're gonna do a review together when we are in Asheville, or like when I'm there.
Do you? Is Alex excited?
Yes, she's very looking forward to this.
She's been to the States before, yeah.
In San Francisco, she visited me. Yeah, she visited me in San Francisco 2 years ago.
Okay.
She loved
this is very different. I mean, most people when they come to America and they haven't been to America a lot, they don't just like show up in the Western North Carolina. So this will be entertaining.
It's gonna be exciting. It's just like, hey, look, I told her like it's gonna be just living together, hanging out. We all do our stuff. We all do things. We're gonna hike. We're gonna have silly times, joke. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And we've got there's instruments on the wall. If she plays mandolin, banjo, or guitar, I have an extra handpan. You know, we can sit around and
awesome
create our band. Our
bonfire. You can make a bonfire in the garden.
We do. Yeah, we do have a fire pit here in the backyard.
It's amazing. It's gonna be great. And yeah, I think it's gonna be also a very creative time. So what I was thinking, because like, as you know, I got really into pixel art, so I'm gonna use as a time to continue crafting that new skill, which is awesome.
I think I'm gonna create the next game. I created one, but
it
got cracked and beat by some of our or one of our members. Yeah, I think I'm gonna work on the next one while you're here. A little dungeon mud mist D&D hybrid throwback, something like that. It'd be good.
Perfect. Yeah, man. Anything else?
No, we've recapped.
I think it's a perfect ratio of ramble versus non-ramble.
Yeah, that's kind of how we roll. It's a lot of rambling.
No, I love it. It's how it's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
It's always fun. It makes me laugh. That's it. Look, if you and I are laughing in these chats, then that's
Exactly. Alrighty, man. Then, damn. Wait, today's Tuesday, right? Yes.
Yeah, 1 week. Yeah.
1 week. Yeah.
Get all your workouts in, because when you get here, we have to figure that whole thing. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring my new running shoes. I'm gonna go run as much as possible.
Yeah, I'll go running with you. It's a lot. I mean, here it's like mountain road, so it's steep runs, like steep.
Well, good workout. Then do some push-ups.
You're not gonna run up these roads. I'm gonna call this one. You're gonna run until you get to one of these hills, and you're like, you know what? I'm not running. I'm gonna tear my Achilles heel now. No. Or you'll run like a zigzag, so you get the flat part of it.
It's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, man. Well, I'll see you next week when you get here, and yeah, great chatting again today.
Great chatting again. Yeah, bring my podcast equipment. It's gonna be fun. Awesome, dude.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Thanks for the awesome conversation.
More wired. It's been nice being tethered to these calls, but you're gonna strap me back in with all this nonsense. It's great.
Awesome, dude. Then, yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and there will be more to come.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.